Have you ever met someone who looks free but isn't? Yes, they're smiling, but their eyes are telling a different story. They're physically here, but mentally, they're locked in a prison of old habits, prisons of old pain. Every word they say is dipped in sarcasm, coated in resentment, or heavy with an unspoken hurt. It's an energy that can be felt even when they pretend that they have moved on. But here's the raw truth. A bad attitude is an outward reflection of an inward issue. It's just smoke. But wherever there's smoke, there's bound to be some fire. And bitterness is the fire. And if you don't put it out, you will burn through one good thing after another in your life. This is part 2 of our Bitter or Better series. In part 1, we talked about how bitterness is a choice. But today we're going deeper into the real damage and how to finally break the cycle. Because here's the thing about bitterness. If you don't break it, it will break you. But you have the choice to choose better over bitter. Bitter becomes a pattern, not just a moment. And one of the things that I've noticed is that it rarely announces itself. It doesn't always come crashing in like anger. It's a slow drip that is quiet, consistent, and subtle. It starts with a moment, betrayal, a rejection, or a failure. But over time, it becomes a mindset. And once it becomes a mindset, it becomes a lifestyle. You don't even realize that you've been rehearsing bitterness as if it was a monologue. And before you know it, you have memorized it, you are ready for your close-up, and you have begun to identify with it. One of my favorite quotes is that you are what you repeatedly do, not what you occasionally feel. And a bitter thought can pass, but a bitter lens distorts everything that you see. Imagine a porcelain cup that's left in the rain, just one crack down the side of it. But day by day, the water seeps in, it begins to rust, it begins to rot, and ultimately it breaks. That's what bitterness does to your heart. It's a slow corrosion. And I challenge you to ask yourself this question. Have I mistaken survival mode as a personality trait? And if you see that this bitterness has become a part of your attitude, it's time to ask yourself, what's really behind it? You might have heard of the Iceberg Principle. And the Iceberg Principle is that you only really see what's up, you don't see what's underneath the surface. So when it comes to bitter or better, we only see the top. Maybe you have a bad attitude. Maybe you're using sarcasm as a deflector. Maybe you're angry and you're making mountains out of molehills. Or maybe you just find yourself pulling away and being distant from the ones that you love. That is the top of the iceberg. That is what people see. People notice your attitude. They notice your sarcasm. They notice that you're getting angry over little things. They notice that they don't see you around as much. But 90% of the iceberg is hidden underneath. And the bottom half of your iceberg might look like shame, insecurity, pain, childhood trauma, guilt, or a fear of not being good enough. So what's behind your attitude? You mad, bruh? You mad, sis? Maybe it's a wound you never admitted. Maybe it's a betrayal you never confronted. Or maybe it's a lie that you started believing about yourself. I once had a friend, let's call her Bree. And on the outside, Bree was confident. She was sarcastic. She was quick, witty, always had a comeback. But underneath, she was still carrying the voice of her father, who told her she would never be enough. And she didn't need motivation, she needed healing. This is what I call emotional equity. You can be bitter for so long that you feel like letting it go would make all of the pain meaningless. But let me be clear, letting go is not defeat. Choosing better over bitter is freedom. One of the things that's crazy is you can build a beautiful life and still bleed on the inside. You have the 6-figure job that you've always wanted. You got the 2 cars in the driveway, got the house, the picket fence. You got a boy, a girl, and a dog named Fido, and everything should be beautiful and perfect. And yet, while everything looks great on the outside, you could still be dealing with the childhood traumas of your past. Whenever we do not deal with healing those childhood issues, they end up becoming outwardly displayed in unhealthy behavior now that we're adults. But healing rewires you, and you might get to the point where you simply need to reframe that story from victim to victor. This didn't happen to me, rather it happened for something in me. And if you're listening to me and you're holding on to bitterness of the past, I have to pose this question to you. Is it possible that you are not currently the version of yourself that got hurt? You've survived. You're an overcomer. You've grown. And one of the worst things that you could do is continue to drag that old identity into your new future. Pause for a second and ask yourself, what part of me still believes that I am that version of my past? And I submit this thought to you. Bitterness is expensive. Choosing better brings profit. Choosing bitter costs you something. This bitter choice has come at the expense of your joy and your clarity, your peace and your future. And what's crazy is a lot of us know this, yet we protect it. It's sacred to us. I have the right to be bitter. Is it helping or holding you? Is it helping you to get to where you want to be in life, or is it holding you stuck to the past while time keeps moving ahead of you? Aren't you tired of walking around with an open wound, infecting everything you touch? Here's the difference. A scar is pain that has healed. It's strong now. It's resilient now. It's been through it and it came out all right. A wound is a pain that's still active. And you're leading your family, your dreams, your future with an open wound. How long will you allow to infect those important areas of your life? Let's talk about 3 shifts to break the cycle. How do we do it? First is awareness. Name the root. Figure it out. What is the story that you keep replaying? What lie are you still living in? 2 is forgiveness, and it's not for them. And forgiving them doesn't mean that you're letting them off the hook. It means that you're not going to continue to allow yourself to infect the other important areas in your life. For you, forgiveness isn't an agreement, it's a release. Number 3, establish vision. What does healed look like for you? And is there a why that is stronger than the pain? Vision is important because if you can't see it, you won't believe it. And if you can't believe it, you'll never live it. Let's get practical. After this video, I challenge you to journal these things. 3 simple questions to ask yourself. What hurt me that I never named? You identify the root. You can pluck it up. The second question is, what lie did I start believing because of it? And the third question is, who do I need to forgive, not to free them, but to free me? It's time to shift your mindset from victim to visionary. Victims wait. Visionaries build. And you may not be responsible for what happened, but you are definitely responsible for what happens next. And I challenge you to choose better over bitter. To be bitter is to rehearse the pain, but to be better is to rehearse the plan. And while both require repetition, only one leads you to freedom. Let me give you this picture. There are 2 builders, same materials, broken bricks, shattered wood, jagged glass. First one gave up and said, well, this is useless. He built a wall and then hid behind it. The second looks at the mess and says, man, this is ridiculous. What a mess. This is broken, but it's mine and I can use it. And piece by piece, the second builder builds a home, not despite the damage, but because of it. Same pieces, different choice. One built a prison, the other built peace. And I ask you, what are you building with your pain? And the bottom line is this: you will either release what broke you or you will repeat it. You'll bleed into new relationships, new dreams, new opportunities and chances. What stake are you still tied to? What pain are you anchored to? Because growth starts with choosing better over bitter. Drop a comment below and let us know, what are you choosing to release today? You weren't born to live bitter. You were born to live better. Always remember that growth is a journey. It's not a destination. I'm in it with you, and I'll see you on the next one.